Hey, Max Borenstein, saw your tweet. Haven't talked to you in a while. Well, I know you're doing well because Kong Skull Island looks like it's going to be a massive hit. But I digress. I am responding to your tweet, which reads, "This, it's about the 2016 election, is why liberals will always lose in the short term. We care about issues, not ideology. We aren't ruthless. Right now, though, we need to be." That's not it. Okay. Yeah, I agree with you. We care about issues, but we also care about ideology. But the real problem is that we don't simply stick together. We're too willing to divide up in camps. But the bigger problem is this: this is an anomaly. We lost because I'm just laying it right out there, man. I'm just saying there are a lot of people who didn't like Hillary Clinton. We didn't have the right candidate. On top of that, we had a problem that no one in the media discussed. After 8 years of Barack Obama, after almost a decade of an excellent president who happened to be black, it was impossible for African Americans to get fired up about someone who had, and this goes back to the Hillary Clinton issue, a past that, to particularly young blacks, some young blacks, when I say young, I mean under 25, was questionable. Not countless, that's ridiculous to say. It seemed to be a countless number of times that was brought up on social media, but there were at least 3 past media incidents that sank Hillary Clinton's enthusiasm level with a number of African Americans. The first one had to do with the 1994 crime bill, which I understood, being a person who was impacted by it when I worked for Oakland Mayor Elihu Harris as economic advisor. Oakland was rocked by the kind of crime that was caused by guns, and we needed a ban on assault weapons, which was within the crime bill. But there's no question that the crime bill locked up a lot of innocent African American people it didn't have to cause to be locked up. That is an absolute fact. Okay? Then there's another, the second episode has to do with this video that went around where Hillary Clinton was quoted as saying, well, that the kids that were committing these crimes, and a good portion were black, not all though, many were white too, okay? Many were white too. That's left out of it. The assumption is that they're all black, which was a terrible thing. But I digress. The problem was that Hillary Clinton made a comment when she was First Lady that basically they were predators and they didn't have any feelings and they had to be made to heal. I heard her actually say those words. I saw her say those words on video. That went viral. That pissed off a lot of people. And the Secretary of State did a lousy job of backing away from it. Then there was the fact that Hillary Clinton didn't go out to rural areas, and also something else to talk to people who were suffering out there, and something that she didn't do that I said she should have done way up in February of this year. Talk about herself and what she's going to do for the party. And as we went into March and April, I made another vlog saying that she needed to talk more about herself and not about Donald Trump. It was to the point where she was starting to obsess about Donald Trump. And what does that mean? It means that Trump leads the argument. That's what was going on. Donald Trump was benefiting from Hillary talking about him, doesn't matter if it's bad, and everyone else. One thing that's always true: there is no such thing as bad press. There's only no press. You want press. You want press. That's the lesson here. Everyone thought, oh, it's bad press. Donald Trump's going to be sunk. I'm thinking, well, not really. The simple fact of the matter is that Clinton started off with a huge raft of negatives, The biggest of which was that because of Benghazi, she was literally walking in with a scandal. The FBI investigations essentially kept the scandal going. Whereas during the Obama administration, we have been scandal-free. Scandal-free. So you had Trump basically saying, well, you know what Donald Trump did? Let me rephrase that. I hate to stop, but there's a lot of ideas in my mind as I talk here. And I just want to vlog this thing, which is what I'm doing rather than reading a script. I don't like scripts, Max. But the whole point that I'm making is this. Donald Trump basically took a social media style discourse and used his mouth to express it. You know, someone calling someone else a clown or making fun of them on Twitter. He took those words and threw them out, and people reacted. Ugly, yes. Brilliant, yeah, it was. Did he know it was brilliant at the time? No. That was Donald being Donald. Anyone who's seen Donald Trump over the years knows that's his shtick. This happened to be the perfect marriage of shtick, times, and politics. There you go. The only way Clinton could have matched it would not have been to call Donald Trump a clown, but to refer to him as an idiot. Instead of talking about how dumb he might be, she talked about him as being racist. He's a racist. He's a sexist. He's an ist. Note that Donald Trump never called Hillary an ist. He didn't point out that her actions were bad in terms of social actions, right? Donald Trump didn't say, well, Hillary Clinton's a racist. He did imply it once. He didn't go there. What Donald Trump said was that Hillary Clinton was bad at levels that had to do with running our institutions. That idea was hammered home again and again and again. Trump started off calling Hillary Clinton crooked Hillary right out of the gate, before any in-depth news reports came about either Clinton or Trump. And the steady drumbeat of news about Benghazi and the emails and Anthony Weiner just fed into that. It was like she set it up right for him. Boom. But I can tell you, as someone who did opposition research for Senator Obama as part of Obama's rapid response during the 2007-2008 presidential campaign, there were guys then that didn't like Hillary at all, conservatives who found me, and we teamed up and traded information. But once I got what I needed, I was gone. I was done. Okay, that's politics. I can tell you then that there was a whole giant group of people, mostly located in the South, who just had major issues with Hillary Clinton. Where that has come from, I do not know, because I didn't stop to look at it in depth. But it's there. It was there then, and it got worse today. In this year, in this campaign. There are people who just, it's like, if you talk about Hillary Clinton to them, it's like the reaction the horse in Young Frankenstein had to the mention of Frau Bruder. Remember that? Same thing. Okay? Same thing. There is a deep dislike for Hillary Clinton. So, don't mistake this outcome for something wrong with liberals. No, that wasn't the case at all. What the problem was is that we were willing to secede the Democratic Party to the Clintons. We allowed Debbie Wasserman Schultz, a Clinton operative, to be president and chair of the Democratic Party, and she worked behind the back of Barack Obama and on a couple of instances disrespected the president in public. I personally called for her firing in 2014, and I stick by that. Stick by that. It was as if all the Clintonites said, hey, you know what? Okay, you guys had your fun with Barack Obama, and yeah, he was president twice, but now it's our turn with our establishment person, Hillary. Because you have to remember something, Max. Hillary thought it was hers in 2008, in 2007, before the rise of Senator Obama. And we went from, and watching how Hillary Clinton, her people handle this, from their attitude of, who is this black guy? That's really how they came out of the gate. That's how they responded. I mean, Hillary herself didn't exactly act like that, but she approximated that behavior, okay? Then, Midway was like, well, gee, yeah, this black guy is really threatening us, but we can't call him a black guy anymore. We have to call him Senator Obama and give him the respect that he deserves, because we're beginning to be made to look like racists. And there was a couple of instances where that happened. And Bill Clinton really slipped up in South Carolina, talking about 2008. Okay. And then she thought, being Hillary, well, we've got John Edwards out there, and he'll save us, and he'll emerge to be vice president, and I'll be president, and everything will be fine. And then, of course, John Edwards came through with his affair issues, cheating on his wife, and the rest is a very sad history there. But John Edwards took himself out from his knees, all by himself. It was the greatest political stunt I've ever seen in my entire life. Out. Done. Did everybody a favor, particularly Senator Obama. Okay? So, in closing, it was Hillary. The Democrats wanted the establishment candidate. They wanted Hillary to have another shot. I call Hillary Tracy Flick. Remember the movie Election? Think about it. Think about it. And we lost. Because people forgot one thing. As much as they may have not have liked Donald Trump, as much as they found his campaign just completely horribly odious, the simple fact of the matter is that he rose to the point where it's either him, or Clinton, which means he had a 50% chance of winning. And he did.